Have you ever felt exhausted, confused, and unsure of who you are, convinced you are the one messing up? That is not bad luck. That's not a difficult relationship. That is what it feels like to be broken down by a narcissist. Not in a fight, not in a single moment, but slowly, surely, and systematically. They don't take away your power in one blow. Nah, they convince you to hand it over piece by piece. And here's how they do it in ways you might not expect. Hi guys, my name is Sofia Kiwi. You are on my channel, and today we will discuss the 5 techniques a narcissist uses to rewire you. This is a huge warning to all of you out there, maybe to prevent an interaction with a narcissist, maybe to save you from a toxic relationship. I am basing this on my own experience with encountering narcissists, so listen carefully. The first technique that they use is they create a false sense of safety. Yeah, it starts out like a movie or a fairy tale. They are attentive, intense, magnetic, just like everything you ever wanted in a partner, they are. But also they are incredibly in tune with what? Your wounds. They listen, mirror, they understand you like no one has ever before. You might actually be convinced at some point you have found your best friend and partner in one person. Be careful with that one. And what you do not realize at this point, it's that they are actually studying you. Your insecurities, your fears, what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel small. And the moment you let your guard down, the moment you think like, finally, this is my person, the shift starts. The second technique that the narcissist uses is they use your empathy against you. So they will use and abuse it. They don't control you with dominance. No. They control you with your own compassion. So they talk about trauma. They talk, or might mention, a crazy ex, their super hard, difficult childhood. So when they mistreat you, when they do something really bad to you, you make excuses for them. You say they have been through so much. They do not mean it. They're just scared. They are this, they are that. Of course. But here is the truth. They're not healing, in fact. They are hiding, and they are using your kindness as a weapon. So as soon as you start making excuses, that is a bad sign. You guys also remember every single technique I'm mentioning here. Separately, they might not indicate anything, but when you see that you can check off every single box or many of them, that is when you have to start to worry. So that brings us into the third technique, and that is they exhaust you with emotional whiplash. Guys, this one, it hurts. One day you are there, everything, the sunshine, the Mrs. Perfect, and the next day you are nothing. You are rubbish. You are just the worst. And after that, back to everything, back to the circle, back to maybe super great, but only if you act as they wish. Only if you can follow their rules that keep coming. New ones all the time. You will lose the count as to how many rules there are. And it's going to be constantly hot and cold, praise and punishment, affection and abandonment. Why, you might ask? Why is this happening? Because when your nervous system is in survival mode, you stop thinking critically. You stop resisting and you start clinging. To who? To them. That's how they keep you hooked. Not with love, but with chaos disguised as passion. Now, the fourth technique that a narcissist uses is that they redefine normal one boundary at a time. This one is super dangerous. They don't walk in and break all boundaries. No. They test them one at a time. A cruel joke here, a small lie there, an invasion of privacy, a guilt trip. What I noticed with my narcissist, it was that he had very little respect for my personal time. He could call at any time. It was before I actually blocked this person. He could call me nighttime, and that would be fine because he had something to say. He had to apologize for this and that. And at the time I was like, oh yeah, of course, he's sorry. Oh, he's sorry. That means he's a good person. Of course, I was so wrong about thinking there was something wrong. No, I wasn't. That was my little alarm bell when someone disrespects your boundaries, whatever they are. And when you let it slide, that's the worst part. They will move the line again. Eventually, things that once felt like red flags, now they will seem normal to you because your baseline has shifted, and now your standards are whatever they say they are. This is actually dangerous in the form that a narcissist that once used to be emotionally abusive and didn't start out as hurting you physically might actually at some point cross that line into physical abuse. If you let them hurt you emotionally, consistently, if they feel like, oh, she's taking this and she forgave me, great, I will move even further, and the next time I will take it up another notch and another, and eventually you will find yourself in a physically abusive relationship. If you let this continue, you might actually find yourself in a physically abusive relationship. So the number 5 technique that they use is they break you with silence more than words. You expect harm to be loud, yelling, insults, threats. You might get all of that, but narcissists are more dangerous with silence. They shut down, they withdraw affection, they go cold, they make you beg and plead for connection. They don't have to raise their voice to control you. They just have to make you desperate enough for attention, for coming back to that honeymoon stage everything started with. The only problem, you guys, is that the honeymoon stage is not coming back because now you are in their trap, in their spider web, and they have control over you. So you will have to obey. And that is where many people think, oh, this is going to pass. We are just in a rough patch. No, you are not in a rough patch. Please understand what is going on. Please listen to your intuition. If something is telling you deep down this isn't right, it probably isn't right. And the desperation you get into, that is the cage, because now you will do anything to avoid that silence that they are putting you into. You are in a relationship. You might be in a relationship, but it feels like you are single or you feel so lonely. It's because they are withholding affection. They might say everything is fine. No, things are fine. Yeah, okay, great. You might send them a sweet, beautiful good morning text, and in return, you get nothing. Or you get a super short, cold version, like good morning, fine. You know, these are the moments where you start losing yourself, and that is what is dangerous. So let's sum this up. The result: you feel anxious, hyper aware, insecure. You blame yourself for everything. You forget how to trust your own thoughts. And still, somehow, you are trying to be loved harder and harder by this person that is actually, in fact, hurting you. And this isn't love. And the person you used to be before the narcissist, they are gone, just buried under shame, fear, under someone else's version of love. Guys, if this sounds familiar, you should just know you are not alone. You are not too sensitive, you're not imagining things, and you're not broken beyond repair. You are just waking up, and that's the first step to find yourself again. So as always, thank you so much, guys. That was it for today. Also, let me know in the comments down below, could you recognize any of these techniques? Have you ever encountered a narcissist? Now, how did that happen? How did it unfold? Let me know. I would be so curious. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all of you out there who are supporting my channel. I appreciate it beyond words. And of course, if you find this video helpful, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to make sure you keep those narcissists out of your life forever. Bye.